Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Aries October 2023 reading and forecast high. I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and I've done a number of clairvoyant readings from different countries around the world over FaceTime and Skype, and if you might be interested to see what's involved, have a look at the description below. I've also done healings. Now, readings I charge for. Healings are free. No obligation, no strings attached. That's my sole contract to provide them for free, as the gift was given to me when I was born. Now let's get your cards underway, and it's great to see the subscribers. You know there are no video ads in this content, and so that's good news for you. And we take 5 cards because 5 speak more than enough for us to find out what's going on. So let's get the show underway, shall we? And see what this is. It is the Queen of Swords. What's now? That looks like the 10 of Swords. Here is the 6 of, what would that be? They're not, on this deck they're not, that would be cups, I suppose. 6 of Cups, yep. This deck doesn't have them written on them, so it depends what the image is doing. Let's see what there is. There's Major Arcana, there's Temperance, and finally for you there is this, which is the 10 of Cups. Well, come down here next to me. Let's have you and I have a good close look at the imagery on these unusual tarot cards together while I do the reading for you. Okay, the highly talented and attractive Aries. Now, this is denoting that there's an energy here within you, probably a lot in your subconscious, which bubbles up to the surface, which is about events and ruminating over events and people that have occurred mainly in your past is what I think here. Now, these energies are working to dispel that, and then you end up with fantastic things going on in your life. Let's see how this process seems to be working and look first at this card of Temperance, shall we? Make sure that you can see that. Well, what's happening here in the picture? I see a winged figure that's neither masculine nor feminine, but it's both masculine and feminine, and it's standing on a rocky shore. Now, one foot is on the rock, and that's grounded in the earthly plane, and the other has slipped beneath the water, floating in the subconscious. Now, in each hand, there is pouring water from a vessel, one crystal and one silver. Well, actually, one silver and one gold, by the looks of it, a constant, unbroken stream, which represents the connection of the subconscious and the conscious. Now, these mountains in the distance here, they represent, I think, your spiritual journey, which has been brought about by this, and your growth. And this crown represents, I think, your realization of this at this time. Now, there's a silver disc. You may see it adorning the forehead of the figure, and that could signal access to third sight. Now, the number is number 14, as you can see here in Roman numerals. Now this, well, it could be an angel actually, is pouring from the silver cup of the moon, or the feminine, and the subconscious energies, into the golden cup of the sun, masculine and conscious energies. Back and forth, this radiant liquid is being mixed between the cups, setting on fire your life force and imagination. Now, this magical fluid, I think, becomes a transformative drink of love that unites opposites, and it brings you inspiration and gives you ideas that you can put into action. Now, the number, as I say, is number 14. Numerologically, that is the number of mental foundation, imagination, and will. It is the number of the awakened spiritual self integrated into the material world.
Now, the visionary, the person who understands how the energies of nature, spirit and humanity, they work together here. And this is melting away conflict. This magical elixir blends and balances energies, bringing rebirth of yourself. Now, this is definitely speaking of the unification of opposites, balance within your mind, inner change, a transformation, you taking a quantum leap away from how you view your life now and understanding that you have enormous creative pressure, the binding of fire and water, light and dark, male and female, death and rebirth. You understand that this is a subtle internal process. The melting of contradictions is a major step towards oneness here. And the bringing together of opposites within you is a preparation for generating something new. I'm very much getting the feelings here of you taking action now, which is based on an accurate assessment as to where you really stand and what you really want. There is for you success after what has been probably a lot of aggravating dealings in the past. And in a sense, there is an escape going on. You are getting away from a prison. This is a challenge for you to look into yourself. Now, in this phase of integrating opposites, the transformative process will not tolerate any further impulses or pushes or interference from the outside. Do you know within you there is a precious jewel, and that is the heart of the divine. To find the hidden stone, that jewel, you must look within. So what does it mean for you to find your hidden diamond? Close your eyes and visualize a fountain of energy in your body and bathe a while in this rejuvenating current and say to yourself, I equally value the light and dark within my own nature. I am a well-integrated person. I surrender to the transforming powers of the divine, and I am an open channel for creative energy. Now, on top of that is the, what is it? It looks like a court card, is it? Let me have a look at it. It is this, well, this Queen of Swords who is sitting regally. It looks like Queen Victoria or something from English times, really. You see she's holding these flowers here, and there's life in the sky and this sword that's there as well. Now, I must say I'm getting a lot of Libra and a lot of Virgo around here. And I think that this association that I have with her, with Libra, means that there is a period of adjustment that you must go through. Adjusting the way you look at things, adjusting how you view yourself. Now, this is all about making clear decisions which are based on fact and fairness, similar to the Queen of Swords herself. Now, she is a woman, but of course these courts can be of either gender, but I'll refer to her as a woman for the obvious reason. A woman who is graceful, very perceptive, a keen observer. And I think that this is a time when you will become an individualist, You'll be saying, what is important for me? And you'll be cutting through old roles. You'll have a clarity about you now. You'll be intellectual, logical, and objective. In some respects, you'll be setting aside some of the masks that you have been wearing. And, this means voluntarily giving up habitual defense mechanism. But by using this sword of penetrating insight, you come to recognize that the roles and the masks that you wear not only protect and camouflage, but they also separate you from yourself. Now, energetic cutting through of your masks frees you, and the Queen of Swords leads you out of the surrounding clouds and into clarity and openness. Now, this is definitely a time when you need to use your mind to make an unbiased decision about a situation, a way of looking at the world, a way of looking at yourself. Now, compassion and empathy, they could distract you, but you must go with your head and not with your heart. This is not a time to beat around the bush about any situation or person. It's just time to decide and to act. And I think what's happening here is that you will go through the process of separating yourself more and more from old roles and behavior patterns. Now, of course, this could bring some painful experiences with it, but I can tell you it's worth it. The freedom that you gain you can't put a price on it. So what are the roles? What are the masks that you most easily and most often hide behind? And are you ready to drop them? Look at yourself in different roles. Some of them you will continue to play, but now with more awareness, and you will play them until you no longer identify with them. And say this to yourself, that my only duty in life is to remain true to myself. And then we turn to the Ten of Swords, which is on the horizontal. And see, this is, I think, what this decision is to be made about. And what do we have here? Well, first of all, let me say this, that the astrology of this card is the Sun in Gemini. And what the Sun does when it's in Gemini is it scatters its energy, and your focus on things can be distracted. You can feel besieged. Now, the focus here is entirely on the intellect, and it's there's an instability associated with it. So there's thoughts going on, probably things to do with somebody in the past, or a relationship, or an event that happened in the part of broken heart, perhaps. But you know, there is wisdom through pain and loss. And you need to look at where your fears in life lie and change the way you are dealing with them. Now, this 10 can, although it is being overcome by those first two cards that we talked about, it can indicate that you have become mentally or emotionally exhausted or overwhelmed by a situation that you thought was what you wanted, or by something you've experienced, something that's experienced in the past, a person, an energy, an event, and that depleted your energy, and you felt that your personal power was gone. Now, you could have been working very hard to achieve something that failed, and that left you feeling defeated and tired. But this card here, I think, also signals the death of old beliefs, lifestyles, and patterns. It is a symbolic death that leads you to a transformation into a richer awareness. Now, I think that the path that has brought you to this position has been difficult, and there hasn't been any turning back, and there has not been an easy way out. But the key here is that you must take the necessary steps to shift your desperate thinking about things into the truth of a situation, which will bring it to an end and allow healing to begin. I've got to say that the good thing about this energy is that it does bring with it a higher awareness for you, waking you up to acceptance, moving you out of defeat and into the realm of wisdom, peace, and sort of an enlightenment. This really is where the big lessons in life are experienced. And of course, as we go through life, we pick up a few scars, don't we? But this is shedding light on something that you need to change and transform. Now, this could have come about as a result of choices that you've made, or by the actions and decisions of others, which can be particularly annoying, can't it? Or maybe you've just got a raw deal, if I can put it that way. But you will survive this period, and you will be transformed. Now, life has handed you something that needs attention. So gather your courage and you'll come out of it, and out of this experience, cleansed and with a new insight as to who you are and ready to start the new chapter in your life. You know, sometimes when difficult situations or people have entered our lives, that can produce within you a lot of tears, can't it? Well, don't be ashamed of your tears, because the tears you shed, well, they water the gardens in your heart. Now, in a sense here, I think what you need to do to let go of the past is to forgive the people, the events, the situations in the past. Because every time a bad thing has happened, it's as if you're in a boat on the surface of the water. And when a bad thing happens, you drop an anchor and it stays there. And then you try to sail forward. But then the line becomes tight and you get to the stage where, although that's in the past, you are still prevented from moving forward because of what happened back here when you dropped the anchor. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there should be some level of forgiveness. Well, there should be forgiveness of you. Because when you forgive people or situations, it's not the person or the situation that you are forgiving or that you are releasing. Rather, it is you who is released. When you forgive, you are released. Now, people say, yeah, look, I've tried forgiving people. I've tried doing all of that. But I would say this to you, that maybe look at it this way, that forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could have been any different. Now, I know you may think that forgiveness means accepting what has happened to you. Well, I don't mean that at all. But I do mean that it means accepting that it has happened, not accepting that it was okay for it to happen, that it was right for it to happen, or that what they did or what happened was right. It is accepting that it has happened, and now, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do about it? You see, forgiving is giving up the hope, not holding on to the hoping and wishing that the past could have been any other way than it actually was. It is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. And when you get that, it will take you to the next level of being a more complete person, because you don't hold grudges for anything or any situation. When you let go, the past no longer holds you in a prison cell, and it can't hold you hostage to life. And then we turn to the Six of Cups. Now the Six of Cups, where it is there, it would be the Sun in Scorpio. And the Sun, of course, is the turning point in your life. And Scorpio is about changes. So you've changed the way that you're looking at yourself and looking at life. And honestly, if you do take on board what I have said about those questions of forgiveness and the way in which I've approached it, you will get better and you will heal. Now here is a little child here. Do you remember childhood? Look, I know there's some difficult things that go on in childhood, but in childhood there is an innocence around you, isn't there? And you can recall many sweet memories from the time you were young, which bring happiness into your hearts. Well, this energy here is bringing you the remembrance of that innocent child that you once were here, and to be honest, from a soul point of view, that you still are. And it opens up inside of you, your inner child. Now, the key to this energy is integrating the past into the present in that healthy way that I discussed. And it means remembering the dreams of your youth and where you are now. Now, the gift of this energy here is to reconnect you after this Ten of Swords energy It is to reconnect you to your soul purpose, and it will awaken your childlike imagination to future possibilities. Now, what this energy is doing is, having passed out of this, what I would call this dark night of the soul here, what is happening is that you are now being filled with great inner wealth, imagination, and joy. So tap into the good memories of childhood that made you feel good and strong. Look through the eyes of this child which is inside you, and look at things with wonderment again. Do you know, as we grow older, there is the feeling that we can become disillusioned or cynical or hardened and everything. You don't see that in children. This is the way to live life. And your thinking and attitude about your future may well shift to simpler ideas and plans. Now, this energy is asking you to look at old photos of when you were little and who the people were around you. Look at joyful times. Bring that aspect of joy into yourself. Bring that wonderment into yourself. Bring that I can do anything, the world is before me, into yourself. And I think this also is talking about a reunion of people and things from the past that have touched your heart. And it is saying to you that generosity, sincerity, and kindness are spiritual gifts that when you employ them, they will expand your soul and push you along your purpose. And that takes us finally, I think, to this, doesn't it, which is this 10 of Cups. Now, this is Mars in Scorpio in the position that it's in. Now, you would Mars in Pisces, rather. Mars, you might think, is a problem planet, but it depends where it is. And in Pisces, Pisces is spiritual, creative, emotional. And Mars actually benefits from that, because it sees no reason to attack or to go on to the attack. The other thing is that Mars is, well, when it's in Aries, it has a masculine, aggressive form. But when it's in Scorpio, Scorpio is a feminine sign, and Pisces is a feminine sign. It's the ruler of Scorpio. And so when it comes into Pisces here, it understands the energy that it has is almost like that of a mother protecting its young. And this is speaking to me of satisfaction, fulfillment, emotional stability for you, and your dreams becoming a reality. You see, I think by this stage, or this could all be happening concurrently, of course, but you finally found that holy grail which is in your heart, and you are living in balance with humanity. Now, when this 10 turns up, particularly sitting under this 10 of Swords like this, it's shining on you. It's shining on your life and says, I am bringing good fortune and success. I have found you at last. It brings the celebration of the goodness and the love that you have been blessed with. So laugh, sing, go back to those old photos and enjoy yourself. Dance, just enjoy yourself. You know, because really happy days are here again. This 10 is bringing you strong, loving ties and friendships. Now, I think that romantic relationships could either begin or deepen, and you have learned how acts of love can heal, how accepting the past and letting it go allows you time to heal and move forward. And you also understand how misguided thoughts or looking at things the wrong way can deeply hurt. So hold on to, hug and respect nature and the beautiful environment around you. Share your spiritual and material wealth with those less fortunate. Do you know, I think that you are going to be extremely blessed with well-being, the perfect type of work for you, and a sense of prosperity going on in your life. And now, you see, you are living by your true values and also with spiritual integrity. And this is going to bring you a blessed life that will appear magical and full with love and joy. So hold on to every second. Be in the present, because every moment is a precious and sacred jewel. The moment is now, and now is for eternity. Well, what a fantastic spread of cards for you. Good job, you.
I've got to say, I loved spending that time with you. I really did, and what a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. A few ups, a few downs, but very much on the positive side altogether, I think. That's what's going on with you, and don't you deserve it? I think you do. It really is time for you to have some good times, aren't it? Now look, if you did enjoy the reading, would you do me this favor, and it's all I ask, that on the way out, please hit the like button, or do it now if you would. It's good for the computer or YouTube, whatever it may be. And unless you contact me privately, I'll see you again next month. And until then, remember one thing though, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.